What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Arcway, home of menswear and styling. My name is Tolu. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys some key attributes in menswear so you guys can dress like Jerry Lorenzo. So we're going to be breaking down his style. I'm going to tell you a few key points, a few key attributes that contribute to his style that you guys actually implement in your own and elevate your own game. You guys ready for this? Let's go. So I did do my due diligence and I did a little background research on Jerry Lorenzo, and I did find out he was really inspired by Kenny G. And Kenny G is an artist, he's a saxophone player, and if you hear his sound, it's kind of like a smooth jazz melody of like the highs and lows, but it's this aura of heaven sent music. So I'm gonna give you guys a connection of where it lies within his menswear that found the inspiration through music. So one thing I did pick up from reading for his interviews was that he focused on elegance and fluidity in his clothing. So you can definitely see that with the style he presents himself in, and you can see it through the material that he uses. A lot of his fabrics has a lot of flow to it. You can see it within the sweatpants, the hoodies, you can see it within the t-shirts, and you can see how the silhouette forms that foundation. And you can obviously notice that there's no big branding, only on the essential line. So take that in consideration in terms of elegance. Less is more. So a few of the best words that describe Jerry Lorenzo would be elegance, comfortability, effortless, and sophistication. So those are the key attributes that actually would imply into his style, and I'm gonna break down certain looks and certain items that you guys can research. One thing that was quite interesting in the interview that Jay mentioned was that he admired how Giorgio Armani changed the way of the business suit, and he saw that sweatpants will replace jeans in the future. And look where we are today. There is a big majority of people that wear sweatpants and do follow that tribe, that do follow that philosophy. And I even believe that myself. I believe that a few years ago that sweatpants will replace jeans, or if not, there's a place in the market for it, and it's gonna be shown throughout the years. So it was great to see what he did with Mr. Z and how he collaborated his own perspectives into the business suit. So one key attribute that I'll mention is that sunglasses is a key element to his own personal style. So as you guys can see in this photo right here, he has a black frame glasses. You can also go for like a light tint, but it just adds the accent to the whole outfit. One thing I actually recommend you guys to do is actually apply glasses into your own style. Try to get something that is a little bit more different than the norm. Instead of getting some black tinted glasses, go for some orange ones, some blue ones. And I'm actually going to provide you guys with a few sources that I personally would trust, and I hope you guys can find something that you guys will like. So for example, here are these turtle frame shell glasses. I'm looking at my phone, I'll post it right here so you guys can see when move to the side. So here are these turtle frame glasses that I personally like. I think it has a great accent to a look where someone prefers to wear blue, for example. I think this will be a nice look for that person, for that aesthetic. I style myself off of how I feel, and I think that's a great way how I can style other people. So if you're interested in something like this, I'll put a link down below for you. A cool thing to see as well is how it's rocked on different types of people. For example, Johnny Depp right here. He's infamous for wearing glasses, especially when they're tinted. So that's something in your own style, your own repertoire. I encourage you guys to apply that into your own wardrobe, into your own essentials, into your everyday pieces. These small things really add up to the bigger picture of your personal style. So take the leap of faith and try something different, because you never know where it might take you. I personally like these orange frame glasses. These are something I actually will rock, and I'll do a video on glasses eventually down the road. One thing I'm liking right now within glassware is Jack Moose's glasses. If you guys haven't seen them, I'll play a little video or a few photos right here, and it is a square frame glasses. I think those are super cool. I think within the next year of 2023, you're gonna see a lot more people wearing these type of glasses with these type of tint to it, and myself and people around me are actually wearing this type of style of glasses. So shout out to people that are doing this ahead of the curve. I think this is gonna be a hot ticket for 2023. Next thing I'll actually implement right here for Jerry Lorenzo's style is that he often rocks a heavy-weighted sweater, or like even elongated sweater. But as you guys can see, it's an oversized box cut of a sweater, and I'll just move right here so you guys can see. But as you guys can see this photo, you can see the definition of how it has the folds over the sleeve, how it has the folds over the arms. As you guys can see with what he proposes within his own style of elegance and sophistication, this is something that has a nice tone to it. So here's a quick example of the heavy sweater displayed on someone else other than himself. So here's an example of an overweight hoodie in a black wash. I personally like this. I like how it's cut along the arms. You guys can see the details right there, and how it's a little more boxier around the shoulders, and how it kind of elongates near the pouch. The pocket pouches there. So this is something that you guys, this is something that you guys can definitely wear and apply into your own style. And let me swipe over. As you guys can see, this is the model that is wearing a part of the collection. This one right here is definitely elongated. As you guys can see, as the pouch kind of drips over, the oversized definition of the hoodie. There's a lot more detail into this photo. You can see that he picked off a few different garment pieces and applied it into the sweater. You can see that there's the implementation of a traditional sweater for the holidays. You can see the brimming of it and how it's stretched out within the hoodie. So he kind of got his inspirations from different styles and different pieces and applied it into his own. So this is something that you guys can definitely rock, and you guys can choose and apply this into your own wardrobe, an oversized hoodie. So the next highlight of the Jerry Lorenzo style is the sweatpants. The sweatpants is a great implementation of the substitute of the jean. Like I said before in the intro, he is looking at the jean as a replacement for the sweatpants, and I truly believe the same thing. I think I'm actually challenging myself to wear sweatpants and cargos for 2023, so just so I can see where I can really take it within my own style and really challenge myself as a stylist. So back to this. So you guys can see the oversized stretch string in the front, kind of almost going down to your kneecaps. But this is a signature of this piece, and you can see how the you can see how the sweatpants are tailored down to the calf. That's signature style, what he implies into his fits, and that's something that is a contribute to his own style of sweatpants. So as you guys can see in this next photo, how elegant and sophisticated and effortless he puts this all together. Everything from the detail from the glasses down to the shoes, which we'll be talking about very soon. I encourage you guys to challenge yourself when it does come down to wearing new styles or implying new styles into your own wardrobe. I truly believe you don't have to wear a suit, but you can find substitutes to imply that you're wearing a suit, even something that even looks better than a suit. So try this out. So the next thing that I'll actually pick from Jerry Lorenzo's style is his choices of shoes. So as you guys seen with the Californias, as you guys can see right here, a lot of YouTubers have reviewed this product. They showed you guys how it's styled. They showed you guys how it looks with certain items. And I personally think the way he recrafted the Crocs, of his inspiration of how he can redesign the Crocs in a more elegant style, the Californias executed that precisely. As you guys can see, the low cut at the end of the brim of the pair of shoes and how it's formed and how it's designed. You can see the architecture within this, and it's quite beautiful as a piece just to admire. I personally think this is a step ahead the curve on the terms of design and look. I personally haven't tried these on. I would definitely like to review them and show you guys how I personally would style them. But I think this is a great step towards his own wave, his own tribe, his own look of how he wears personal things. So as he designs shoes throughout the years and gets better and better, and you'll just see more of his inspiration designs implemented and crafted into the shoes. I personally like these a lot, the Californias. They do come in a flock of different colors. As you guys can see with this photo, you can see it coming from various colors, from an off-white tone to a stone gray as well. So there's a lot of colors to play with your own personal style. Personally, on what you personally like to design or personally like to wear, there's a color for you, and I actually like these a lot. Let me know, guys, on what piece of Jerry Lorenzo's collection or a few pieces I should focus on to show you guys how I personally would style the items. Put in the comment section down below. The Californias is not the only option. If you do not like the Californias and you want to wear something that's more key to you, definitely do so. There's the Vans, there's the Stan Smiths, there's the VJs, there's the common projects. Whatever your style is, don't feel like that you're encapsulated to a specific look based on the designer. So feel free to like manage and try different things out, because I can personally style them with a few different fits or a few different shoes in that matter. I personally like these ones. These are the VJ shoes, and I actually like how they look. Even though they're not all white, that's no problem. They have a gum bottom that's a lower off tone than the silhouette of the top base of the shoe, and I think that's a nice look to it. I believe challenging myself on how things look is the best way to elevate your own style. Something that you guys can implement and take away from this video is sophistication. I'm gonna take you through a few of them that I personally like and how it's displayed on the models, and I do believe that you guys can apply this with your own fits. So this is the collaboration with Zenga. As you guys can see, for example, how it's implied with the model, how it flows on the body, how the silhouette is just a nice look for the model. It does scream luxury, it screams sophistication, keyword there. It implies elegance. So as you guys can see that, I'm gonna swipe over to a different model, a different look, a different angle, and I do feel like this adds a little bit of a fresh eye to the whole look. You don't see people like this often, and I do think as you guys apply more key attributes into your own style, this is something that you guys can actually change amongst not only yourself but your peers around you. So you can be a trendsetter within your own self by implying these new techniques, these new traits into your own style. So in conclusion guys, take what works best for you and apply it into your own personal style. Also, let me know what you guys' thoughts are on today's video. I'll see you guys soon. Make sure to subscribe and check out my Instagram for more pictures and inspirations. Peace.